Well, I wanted to come and talk to you about a very important subject, and that's being an amazing networker. We're going to teach you how to be an amazing business owner and how to be successful. Who would like to know those three things? So, the first one is being a great networker. We are in the business of network marketing. Would you agree? And so when it comes to networking, what does that basically mean in simple terms? It's meeting new people and showing interest in them. Now, we're going to teach you tonight how to meet new people because you might be like, I don't know anybody. I live in the middle of a farm country and, everybody already knows each other and I already shared it with all of them. Well, I still want to encourage you to keep getting to know the people, locally around you and building rapport with the people that are already in your network and staying in touch. But we're going to also teach you how to meet new people. So, what does it mean when you're meeting new people? It just means to show interest in them, showing genuine interest in other people. Because the secret to success in network marketing or in business is to grow the number of people who know you and who know what you do. And when you show genuine interest in other people, what's going to happen? They're going to want to show genuine interest in you. They're going to at least be curious about that. So I'll give you an example. I was serving at church the other day, and that's why it's great to excuse to meet people is to get involved in things. If you don't know a lot of people, go join a networking group or get involved in something locally where you can get out of the house and meet people. So I was serving at church and I was stacking chairs with this guy, Eddie. And I'm like, Eddie, so tell me more about you. What do you do? What do you do outside of here? What do you do out there in the world to help the people? And he goes, well, I'm in cybersecurity. I'm like, no way, really? Well, how long have you been in that? And he's like, oh, I've been doing it for 20 years. You would not believe what I've seen out there about businesses being hacked and, databases being breached. And I was like, yes, I believe it or not, I actually do know because I'm in the identity theft protection space, but I wasn't trying to make it about me. I was trying to just learn more about Eddie, right? So I'm like, really? So I'm listening. I'm like, what made you get into that business? And then so he's like, well, I had a friend that, well, it was at the beginning of lots of data breaches that were happening, and he was in technology, and I was in technology, and he introduced me, and he could use my expertise, and here I am 20 years later. So what am I doing here? I'm just asking Eddie questions about him. So write that down. Number one, ask people questions about them and genuinely listen to them. In fact, listen to the point that you are not thinking in your head about the next question that you're going to ask them. Listen to the point where you're genuinely in this conversation with them, hearing exactly what they're saying, and then responding to what they say. So, how to carry out a conversation. I was an introvert when I started in this business. And how in the world did an introvert go out and now earn close to $3 million in Legal Shield? I just had to learn how to ask people questions about themselves and learn how to actually ask, how are you doing? And actually want to hear the answer. In the beginning, I would ask people, how are you doing? And cringe, like, sometimes you ask people how they're doing, and then like you're like, oh, why did I ask them? Because then they go on and on and on or whatever. And in the beginning, I would be like, I'd be praying that it would be a short one or whatever. But then I learned to grow and actually really want to hear how they're doing. So like now when I ask people how they're doing, no matter how long-winded it is, I actually really want to hear how they're doing. I had to grow out of my comfort zone. I had to learn how to love people. Everyone write that down. Love people. Because that is what you're learning here. We're in the people business. And in the beginning, people would frustrate me. people would annoy me. In the beginning, I would get agitated by people. But being in this business, I learned how to genuinely, really love people unconditionally. And when people can feel that from you, guess what? They will want to open up to you. They will want to tell you more, and they will want to be your friend. And the more people talk when you're having a conversation, the more they actually feel close to you. I've left conversations where they did all the talking. They didn't ask me about me at all, but they said, "You know what? This was amazing. This was great. I feel like I know you so well. I feel like we've been best friends forever." Even though they don't really know anything about me, but they got a chance to talk the whole time. So number one, ask people questions about themselves. And then number two, when it is the right time, ask them if you can share information about what you do. So with Eddie, he was telling me all about cybersecurity, and I said, well, you know what? I actually am in the identity theft protection space on the individual side. I know you help businesses with their cybersecurity. I don't know if you ever run into people that have said, gosh, well, through this breach, my identity was stolen, or I had something strange happen with my social. Would it be okay if I just sent you some information about it? You know, we're still stacking chairs at church. We're talking, we're stacking. Goes, yeah, sure, send it over, right? And so what ended up happening was 3 weeks later, Eddie called me and he goes, hey, I got a client who basically their identity was stolen and they've been dealing with it for the last 6 years. They didn't tell me about it until, we were introduced them to, long story short, he's like, they've got an identity theft issue. Can you help someone with a pre-existing matter? And a little product training here. Yes, ID Shield can help people with a pre-existing issue for a flat $800 fee. So I said, yes, for a flat fee, we can help pre-existing, but then they'll want to be protected from now forward. And he goes, well, it's actually, one of my friends is a CPA, it's their client. And I'm like, okay, great. So he introduces me to the CPA, and then the CPA introduces me to their client, Jonathan, and we signed up Jonathan. And guess what? I just got an email today from Jonathan saying, thank you so much. You don't understand. Like, they paid the $800 to do the restoration. And they said, you don't understand, for 6 years, we haven't been able to buy a home, rent an apartment, buy a car. We've been stuck at where we've been because we've had this identity thief, and they continue to rear their head and continue to open up new lines of credit and then ruin it. And every time we take it off, it would come back. He goes, you guys, like in just a few weeks' time, cleared my identity, took the headache that I had been dealing with week after week after week, and I can't believe I didn't know about you sooner. So this is what we get to do, okay? That would have never happened if I didn't ask Eddie, how you doing? How's the family? What do you do for work outside of here when you're not serving at church, right? So just starting a conversation. I want everybody here to just start a conversation this week without expecting anything in return. I want to take the pressure off of you. Who's willing to stretch outside of their comfort zone right now? Okay. Who's willing to stretch outside of their comfort zone and accept the challenge of just talking to one new person this week when you're at the grocery store? Now, you don't need to like hold somebody hostage in conversation if they have an armful of groceries and 3 kids in tow and they look like they're in a hurry. No. But if it's natural, where let's just say you're being waited on at a restaurant and the waitress is really nice and it's not busy and she's not running around like a chicken with their head cut off, and just saying, how long have you been working here? Oh, what's your favorite thing about it? And just having a conversation. And you just never know where it might lead to. You can then ask if you could send information. You could say, you have such a wonderful personality. Would you ever be interested in making extra money part-time? Because my business is looking for leaders and you've got great leadership skills. Compliment someone. Just Show genuine interest in someone. That is how to be a good networker. Now, I want to take it one step further. During the pandemic, things transitioned and people aren't out as much. And so now people are meeting online. Would you agree with that? So I want to teach you how to meet people on social media. In fact, everyone that I meet, I put on social media. So after Eddie and I were serving at church, I said, hey, can I send you a friend request? You know, I just found him and I sent him a friend request. I added him to my social media. He has then, that's actually how he really gained the confidence to want to introduce his CPA client to me to help the client as well. So you're building more rapport and getting to know each other better when you're also friends on Facebook now that you've met. Would you agree? Or IG or wherever you socialize, LinkedIn. So I'll give you another example. We bought health insurance from a girl named Amber. Okay, let me go to this. This is my face. So we bought health insurance from Amber. Oh, am I sharing my screen? No. Okay. We bought health insurance from Amber. And then I never met her in person. I just only talked to her on the phone. But I had her email address, you know, and I added her as a friend. So over the course of the next few months, we were getting to know each other. How do we get to know each other? Well, she posts something. This is funny. This is her post. I'm gonna love it and I'm gonna comment. This is hilarious. Okay. And then she posts a picture of her family out, looks like at the game. And so I'm going to love it and I'm going to comment. What an experience that must have been. Okay, just genuinely like react how you would react as long as your reactions are politically correct, okay? Just don't be a little crazy. We're being professional. So what ended up happening was over the course of a few months, we started to get to know each other and she started to learn that I do Legal Shield because in between my personal posts, let me go to my page, in between my personal posts, like my family at church, for example, I will also occasionally post something about the business. So for example, yesterday I said I'm at one of our clients' headquarters today protecting and empowering their employees. And they may not know what that is because I didn't say Legal Shield, but then a few posts after that or before that, I said, hey, about last week, we added new benefits to our legal services, prenuptial agreements, trusts, e-notary signings, right? So, you know, I'm just sharing my life. And over time, she learned that I do Legal Shield. So one day I get a message from her. Let's go back to Amber. And she basically says, I don't know where it is, but it's somewhere all the way up here. But she said, oh, okay, what's your availability in the next couple of weeks? Okay, we'd like to schedule a meeting for you to meet the owner of NNJ, which is my broker, to chat about your services. She says she spoke to a couple people in the past about Legal Shield. They were too pushy. I told her that's not you, and we've always had a great relationship. Now, my only relationship with Amber is on social media, but right? So it's like, okay, so we schedule an appointment. Now we have the meeting. And it leads to me meeting her broker, Julie, who decides to become an associate and join the business. And as you saw today, on the Performance Club report, Julie is M&J Insurance and she sold $1,000 in premium this month. So you just don't know where becoming friends with someone, adding them to your social media to build more rapport is going to lead you. Here's another one. I was on a plane coming home from Oklahoma, and sitting next to me was this really sweet lady, and she's a nurse, and we just built rapport the whole time. I didn't mention the business at all. She was coming to California to visit her sister. She lives in Miami. We're building rapport. But guess what? At the end, I said, "Hey, let's stay in touch. You've got a wonderful personality. What's your social media?" So she gives it to me. We become friends. I'm liking her posts. She's liking my posts. Okay, let me minimize this, right? I'm loving her posts. She's loving my posts. And we're getting to know each other. And then one day she sees me, post something about that now Legal Shield does trusts. Okay. Now I'm not trying to sell in there. I'm just educating people about what I do. I'm not posting that and then expecting someone to say, "Oh, I want a trust right now, sign me up." Although that does happen, but more or less, I'm really just educating my new friends that I'm becoming friends with about what I do. She ended up messaging me oh no, it wasn't about the trust. It was about a membership testimonial I posted. Someone had a membership testimonial and I just copied it and pasted it. And so she, in that post, she commented and said, "Wow, you do all this for $29 a month," because that was part of the guy's testimonial. And she goes, "Are you in Florida too? Do you do this in Florida?" So I sent her a private message. I said, "Hi, Diane, how are you doing? Are you ready for the weekend? Any fun plans?" "Yes, we're in Florida." Ironically, 30% of my clients are in Florida. They're happy with the services. "Would you like to learn how the service works?" Of course, and then she said, yes. We went back and forth. She said, "I'll take a look at it. I'll check it out, and I will have my friend check it out too." So that was that. Now I've been actually following up with her, and she hasn't seen the video. And then we're going back and forth now. I was checking in to see if she was safe from the hurricane. She said yes. Then there was another hurricane, so I checked in with her again to make sure she's okay, and she was grateful that someone out there was thinking about her. So then I just reached out to her a couple weeks ago and I said, "Hey, how are you? How is everyone after the storm? Did anyone get seriously affected? Tell me what it is that you do again. You're a nurse, right?" And she writes back, "Yes, we're good. Hopefully no more hurricanes. Some of my friends got it the worst. Yes, I'm a nurse and I am training to be an agent for life insurance, but I'm still continuing my graduate program for nurse. How are you doing? You're looking amazing, blah, blah, blah." I said, "Thank you. Oh, that's so exciting. What interested you in getting into life insurance?" See, I'm just asking more questions and showing more interest in them, right? So then she said her response to "Why are you getting into life insurance?" She said, "Trying to look for more sources of income. Living here in Miami is not easy, especially being a single mom." So what did I say? I said, "Well, I bet Miami's super expensive, but it must be very nice to live there." Part of what I do is helping people sell Legal Shield. And the only reason why I ever use the word sell is because she is going to sell life insurance. I usually wouldn't you lead with sell because people are afraid of sales. But I said, part of what I do is help people sell life insurance. It's great money if you're ever interested in extra income part-time. I can help you do it. There's no license required. I said guaranteed issue because if she's getting her life insurance license, she's going to have to get licensed. And then not everybody that she sells it to actually qualifies for it because maybe they don't go get the good health check to qualify for the life policy. So I said, we have guaranteed issue and we get paid within 48 hours of the customer enrolling. And she said, "Oh, I would be interested. I'm looking for different income. And I can ask my single mom friend if she wants to join." So now I'm chasing her down, going back and forth to try and schedule a time. So today I finally sent her my Calendly because I haven't been able to nail her down. But again, what are we doing? We are networking. We're networking. So I've used social media as a way to stay in touch with prospects that I meet. Because how do you get to know somebody and build deeper rapport with someone? If you're just only gonna call them and touch base with them when it's just about business, right? And something, it would be weird to call a prospect and say, hey, so tell me all about your family. I mean, like, it's sometimes they want to sometimes keep business on the phone, business, if they're a prospect, but you're on social media, you can socialize. You could get to know them and they can get to know you. You could get to know their family and they can get to know yours. And then you build more rapport. People buy from those that they know, like, and trust. Now, let me show you how to get organized. I have created a sheet. Dawn, give me a thumbs up if you can see my sheets now. Okay, you can see sheets? Okay, we're not, all right, we're no longer on Facebook. So what I've done is I have made a sheet of people that I have engaged with on social media that I want to follow up with. I don't want to necessarily follow up with everybody on social media because there are some people on social media that I do not want to work with. They're just negative, they're just dark and complaining all the time and everything's just dreary and negative. No. So, but there are certain people that I like to focus on, like real estate agents, business owners, entrepreneurs, or other moms that are interested in healthy cooking like I am, because we have a same interest to talk about. So you make a target list and you put their names down. Now, everybody in green has indicated interest in Legal Shield through my socializing with them. Okay, everybody in green, as you can tell, I got better as the time went on. Everybody in pink are those who purchased Legal Shield or became an associate since I started tracking. I probably started this sheet maybe, I don't know, a year ago. Now, so there's Diane. There's my friend on the flight to California, and I put her information in there. I've been keeping notes. This way you could keep notes. And sometimes, you know how Facebook is like one big amoeba where you see in the news feed, you don't necessarily see these people. You see all sorts of other people that could distract you from trying to do business. So when I want to stay focused and do my social media for business, I will log into my sheet first. And I will say, okay, I need to go to Diane's page and I need to give her some more likes and some more comments. Because that's when people aren't responding to your private message, go to their page and start liking and commenting on their stuff, and you'll be top of mind to them. And they'll be like, oh yeah, I need to respond to this person. And then they get back to you because you're actually like, being their friend. And they're like, well, I can't ignore this person because I'm socializing with them. It would be rude for me to not get back to them. And so here's another one, Claudia. Claudia is someone that I met at church that I added to social media. And when I posted about the trusts, that we now do trusts, she got back to me. She sent me a text message, or no, maybe she sent me a private instant message. Was it instant message? Yes, here it is, September 8th, 2024. Liz, I may need a subscription with you. Can you give me your phone number? Right? So this takes time though. I met Claudia a few years ago. We've been friends. She's learned about what I do over time, but I get a lot of these now. I get several of these per month because I have branded myself. I am socializing and engaging with people. Does that make sense? So when it comes to networking, we are increasing the number of people that we know and who know what we do. Now how can you meet more people on social media? I'll share that too. Facebook will also make friend suggestions. Where would that be? Would it be on the home? Sometimes, I don't know where the friend suggestions pop up. I see them on my phone. Go down. Just keeps, oh, here it is. Look at this. People you may know. Okay. So look, I have 24 mutual friends. with these people that are, looks like this is through my daughter's singing club. So I'm going to add them as a friend. These are friends. I have friends in common with this Ray guy through networking. Yes, that is a definite yes. I have friends in common with people that are neighbors. So I'm sending them a friend request. Okay. And then this is from a gym I used to belong to. So I'm adding them as a friend. So these are people, friends in common with real estate agents. Yes, I want that one. Okay, so I'm adding them as a friend. Then what do I do? When they accept my friend request, and I learned this from Dawn Brinkley, the beautiful Dawn. Let's open this up here. When they accept my friend request, I will send them a message. So for example, Tommy, today I sent him a message. He accepted my friend request. I said, hey, Tommy, thanks for being friends. How are you doing? I love meeting new friends and networking. Feel free to tell me about you. I even went as far as saying, if you'd like to have coffee for a one-to-one on Zoom and network, let me know. And the only reason why I went for the one-to-one right away was because he's in BNI as well, my networking community. And that is something that we do, that we normally do in BNI. We have coffee on Zoom to network. So I went and said that. And he said, hey, thanks for reaching out. Looks like you're up to doing big things, making an impact. Keep crushing it, my friend. And I'm like, oh, thank you, Tommy. You too. Looks like you're out saving the world, doing amazing things too. And so I'm not selling on the first call. You know what a lot of amateur people do when they immediately become friends with someone on social media? They immediately say, hey, I'm Liz with Legal Shield. For $29 a month, you could get legal advice and a will prepared. And you can even make money. You want some? Oh my God. Can I tell you? That is like annoying and rude. It's like walking to a bar. You would never walk into a bar, sit down next to someone and say, hey, my name's Liz. I'm with Legal Shield. And for $29, you can sign up for a membership and you can get contracts reviewed on your behalf. You can have an attorney write a demand letter if you want to. You want to buy it? You would never do that. What do you do when you go to a bar? You walk in, hey, how's it going? Who's playing tonight? What's the score? Right? And you're talking to the person. You look nice. Where did you just come from? Oh, I just came from a wedding. Oh, that's so cool. Are you from here or did you travel out of state to get to this wedding? Oh, we're from Michigan. Well, that's so cool. You know, how do you like living in the snow, right? I mean, you're normal. And you got to bring that to social media too, guys. That's what we got to do. Okay, I know I'm a little bit over, but I have to end with some encouragement because every time I want to give you an opportunity to get filled up, all right, so you could go out there and save the world. I want to give you the number one rule in success, the number one principle in success. And the number one principle is to take 100% responsibility for your life. Take 100% responsibility for your life, which means we now have to give up blaming other people for our current circumstances, thoughts, and conditions that we're in today. We must take full responsibility of our lives because when we are blaming somebody else, we are giving them the power. We are waiting for them to come back and clean it up. And in the great words of Elizabeth Gardner, the person who broke you is not coming back to fix you. So we must take 100% responsibility from today forward. Who's with me? Do you agree? Okay. See, we are currently living in the residual of our past thoughts, actions, and decisions. And if you're in a place in life where it's really hard, I want to encourage you to let you know that starting today, everything can look amazing. Starting today, because you're making the decision to make great decisions. Okay? Promise me that the next time you're faced with a decision, you're going to make the next best decision every time. What do I mean by that? I mean, if you're trying to lose weight and you have a decision to eat the pizza or the salad, you're going to make the next best decision. I'm not going to say you have to commit to an entire week's worth of eating salad. I said the next best decision. And then the next time you're given a menu to place an order, you choose the water and not the Coca-Cola. Yes. So we need to be making those decisions for our business too. The next time we have a really bubbly waitress that seems like she's larger than life and doesn't belong in the restaurant and needs to be in business, we need to say something. That is the next best decision. Are you with me? Okay. So we got 2 exercises this week. Number 1, we're going to start a conversation with a stranger and don't expect anything in return. You're just going to start it, and you are going to learn how to be a caring human being out there in the community, because no one else is asking them how their day is going. And no one else really cares what the answer is, but you will. And number 2, we are going to make the next best decision in our life and for our business. Are we ready? Let's do it. Let's do it, family. Okay, I'm so excited. I do want to just tell you one quick piece of great information I got from the CEO of Legal Shield on a platinum call this week. And he said Legal Shield is doing a win-back program. So in a few weeks, Legal Shield is going to email every single past member ever in the history of being a member and ask them to come back and, share with them about the new plans, and it will have their last or original writing agent's website attached to it. Okay, so if you ever wrote a membership that ever, for whatever reason, had to move on, maybe they couldn't for whatever, guess what? All your old members are going to get an email in the next few weeks with your website link attached to it. Okay, so we're doing big things, Legal Shield family. We're going places, and let's go out there and make a difference and change people's lives, because people are out there right now praying for a way to figure out how to pay their bills next month, and you have the answer. God bless you, everybody. Have a great night.
Don't forget the leadership show on this Friday.
Thank you, Linda. Friday, the first of every month at 11 a.m. Eastern. 11 a.m. Eastern. Join us for the leadership show. Thank you.
Great training. Wow.
Amazing
training,
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you, Liz. That was amazing.
Thank you.
Crush
Bye.
training. That was
Bye,
awesome.
everyone.
Thank you to Lou, Sue, and Dave for running the call in the beginning.
Awesome training, guys.
Good to see you. Thank you.
That was awesome.
Sure was.
Yes, definitely.
I've been drinking water, Liz.
I know you have. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Hey,
thank
Liz, tell
That's
me
what our
again what
5
those
colors
colors
were.
mean on your spreadsheet.
Let me share it here.
you. Green meant interest, purple meant signed up.
Okay. Thank
yeah.
you, Lou.
Green is interested. Yeah, purple signed up.
Lou,
All
drink
right.
the water. Do it.
Do
Do
it.
Do it. Drink the water.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.